In my last video, I mentioned I was going to do a walk around and show you this 6.9, but I need to make a confession. I made a mistake in that last video. The mistake was putting retirement in the title. I apologize. I'm not really retiring. I was trying to do a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing there, but I think a lot of people saw the title, didn't see the video. I'm only retiring from projects like this. So we're pulling all the seats, all the carpets. We're going to clean the inside. We're going to do a quick steam clean and pressure wash of the engine compartment under the suspension, and try to get those leather seats out in the sun to get them some softness back. I just can't bring home these stray cats anymore that need tons of work. But like some of you said, Kent, don't retire, you'll get bored. That's probably true. So I want to talk a little bit about the 6.9 and how I got it. It was out on San Juan Island. It had been there for almost 20 years. It was from the original owner family, and they had to move and they had to sell the car. They didn't want to sell it because there was so much sentimental attachment. It was originally imported into Anchorage. Some of you saw the price, $42,000. Somebody says, well, that's the price of a house back then. Well, this was a very expensive car, and it was pretty sophisticated when it was released in the late 1970s. One of the most sophisticated parts of this car is the suspension. Of course, it has that big monster engine, but the suspension doesn't have any springs. There's no springs in this car. There's just 4 hydraulic struts and a system to keep them level and to let them move up and down so you don't ride like a buckboard. So right now, this car is on wood blocks. There is no spring. Watch that. It just, boy, all you got's the tires, okay? When Mercedes delivered these cars, I think they knew the owner could have some suspension problems when it occurs. The car just goes flat down on the ground. We can't even get it off the road. So they provided some really multi-contoured, hard rubber blocks. 2 for the front suspension and 2 for the rear suspension. Of course, most cars, these are long gone, long lost. So I had to fabricate something out of wood blocks. The rear ones, it wasn't too bad, but the front ones I had to get a little creative. You can see here how I made it with a couple different blocks, put one up on end, cut it at an angle so it fit up underneath this fender well, and put it on the top of the suspension, and when you lower the car, you know it's coming up here. But take a look at the grille and this front bumper. They look brand new. The Euro headlights don't have any pitting in them. Why does this look like a European model if it was imported into the US? And you look back here at the back end, look at this. The bumpers are like new. The owner liked European look and spent a ton of money. I have all the receipts. There's thousands of dollars that have been spent on this car. Bumpers installed, brand new grill, new Euro headlights. But one of the things that really intrigues me about this car is the addition of the anodized trim. Look at this trim. It's not foggy, it's not faded. So if nothing else, if one of you have a 6.9 that all your anodized aluminum trim around all your windows is all shot, this is worth a lot here. And it does start and run now after I rebuilt the fuel system. It started up, ran okay for a while, now it's missing, so it's gonna need some tuning, possibly fuel injectors. And at this point, I'm retiring from restoring this car. So if any of you want to take on this project, I think it has 2 uses. One as a parts car for another 6.9 with a really good body, and the other thing is someone that's really ambitious, doesn't shy away from some major rust repair. It's too bad that the car is rusty underneath. It was exposed to road salt. You look at these pictures here and you can see we got rust holes and structure problems. There's one lesson I want you to learn from this, and I know the original owner, when he had this shipped into Anchorage, I think he sent it to some shop and they undercoated it. That is the absolute worst thing you can do. I've seen this over the years. Undercoat a car that's subject to road salt, you make it worse because it just traps the salt water in behind all that undercoating and can cause some really long-term heavy rust. And that's what happened to this poor car here. So let's take this for a little spin. It's going to be a really little spin. Fire this baby up. Transmission shifts good. I got at least the front brakes working so it'll stop. Now we'll speed it up just a little bit so you can see what a 6.9 rides like with no hydraulics. Oh wow. Okay, that's about as short of spin as we're gonna get, but I at least wanted you to see that this car does run and drive and brake, so it will be pretty easy to load up on a car transport if you decide to come pick this baby up. 1,800, only 1,800, that is, 6.9s were delivered into the US market during the late 1970s. I hope now you understand what I mean when I say quote-unquote retirement. This is something that just would totally wear me out if I tried to restore this car. So if any of you are interested in taking over this project, just follow the link in the description below this video. Many viewers miss this. There is a link right below the title description of the video that'll take you right to a complete description with tons of pictures and information on what you may have to deal with if you decide to buy this 6.9.